Good evening. Good evening. You have reached Creative Financing with JB. Did a little switch up today. Came outside enjoying some of this energy and everything, but we're going to have our guest on today. It's going to be Mr. Rodney Little, commander of NABVETS, and he's coming through for us as we want to start talking about the housing, the veterans, the NABVETS event that's coming on in November 2nd, 2024 at the Modern Maturity Center. We're going to have tables and tickets available for the folks as we just celebrate some of our veterans. We talk about some of the things that we're doing out here in this community, some of the things that's going to happen on November 2nd. For the NABVETS. National Association of Black Veterans is an organization, and it's a nonprofit organization here that focus on making sure that we have the tools and things necessary for our veterans. A lot of veterans out here are struggling with homelessness, trying to find financial counseling, trying to mental illness. It's so many things that's happening that we have to celebrate now. We have to get to the point of just saying, man, we made it through another situation to get to the next step. But most of all, we're excited that our veterans are still present and alive. They served our country well. They have played a important part in the history of this country, and we celebrate them. So November 2nd will be a perfect opportunity where you'll see a lot of our elected officials, our political officials, our state officials, candidates running for office, all of that available to talk about some things that we have grown and we have overcome with this crisis. The biggest thing is mental illness. A lot of our veterans, they come back from these wars where they have served the country. They have took the time to just elevate it to the next level. And guess what? They're struggling right now. They need assistance. They need help. They need someone to talk with, walk them through this process, and get them to that next step. So this is an opportunity that a lot of folks don't know that we celebrate them for those reasons, so they can continue to um, live a normal life. We talked about this before, on medications and dealing with depression for it. So on November 2nd, we're going to give some awards away. We're going to have some great music. We're going to have the opportunity to just go and celebrate them as well. Our next topic we're going to start dealing with is the veterans with the homelessness. As we know, our country is fighting with this economic battle here. The money situation for our economy to buy homes, to build homes, to make sure that we have housing have been so devastating for our veterans along with the other Americans that live here. So for our homeless veterans, we're going to discuss that. Hey, you have served, you probably have VA benefits that you're not using, that you probably want to consider to use, but most of all, making sure that they're not out here on the streets, making sure that they are part of our solution to what's going on. As you know, our candidate for lieutenant governor, Miss Debbie Harrington, she discussed that quite often about making sure our veterans are taken care of, making sure they get these psychological evaluations so they can live in peace. They can get out of that hospital, have a decent form of living to go back to normal. But what's so important about it is making sure that the American folks know that this is a true situation that we want to handle and put in the forefront. We want to address it. We want to make sure that our veterans know that we are aware of this situation of the housing. I know we have over 70,000 veterans here in Delaware that has um, been living here. They've been dealing with so many different situations for housing, and we're working through it through the veterans, the Delaware National Association of Black Veterans, and through the state of Delaware Veterans Alliance that we are building to get this done. Housing and get them situated and stabilized here. It's a wonderful opportunity to celebrate that. And on November 2nd is going to be one of our events that we are excited about. If anybody have any donations they want to consider for this event, any thing they want to give back, feel free to, you can give me a call and contact me as well at 302 so we can provide you with the information how you can give and support our gala. It's going to be a nice formal gala. This is going to be the 12th year of celebrating this gala that we have right here. We're going to have Brigadier General of the Air Force Base in Dover. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, but he'll be our guest speaker. We'll have some good live music and stuff to that full effect. But we'll be addressing these issues as well. We'll be talking about the issue of the mental illness, the homelessness, the employment opportunities for veterans, and talking about getting the disability benefits. But ending on the homelessness, understand that if you have any available housing for our veterans, that'll be a good opportunity to give me a call so we can reach out and touch bases with that and make sure that our veterans are situated in a good place, that they have a good place where it's going to be. It's going to be at the Modern Maturity Center in Dover, Delaware on November 2nd. Modern Maturity Center, Dover, Delaware on November 2nd. Tickets are $100. Tables of 8 are $750, um, which comes with a full course meal, entertainment, speakers, announcers of different type of programs we have going out for our veterans, and we're able to sustain that. We're able to keep it growing each and every moment. So any veterans out there, reach out to me if you would love to attend, if you would love to join us. Reach out. We will provide you with the information, see how we can assist you to come in to meet some of our other veterans that want to reunite with you, unite with you in this cause and stuff. We'll have the Buffalo Soldiers there, which is an awesome group of gentlemen, veterans that will address the fact of how they made it through, some of the things they went through. We'll share experiences with each and every one of you of how it's going to do. Commander Little has worked diligently on this project to get that going. We're looking for sponsorships. If you know anybody that want to sponsor a veteran to attend the event for it and everything, that'll be a great opportunity for them to come out and reunite with some other folks as well. Because it's just our world is changing so much, and we're seeing less and less being done for some of those people that have served our country. It's ironic. Today I went to the VA hospital to do some blood work and just walked around and talked to some of our veterans and talked about some of the war stories, as we call them, and some of the things that we have seen, some of the things we made it through, and um, and sometimes it can be sad, but it's rewarding when we see somebody that's able to talk about it and walk through it and understand the freedoms that we have today. Everybody, it's an experience to go through, to be able to know that you have survived this situation. We got our commander coming on right there, Rodney Little, and Commander Little, how you doing this evening?
I'm
Uh,
good, Johnny. Sorry
and
for technicalities.
Yeah. You fine, and we're just reaching out and we're talking about our luxurious events that's happening November 2nd at the Modern Maturity Center. We're talking about if somebody wants to sponsor a veteran, let them come on through and sponsor. Reach out for that. If somebody wants to join the event, they're welcome to purchase tables at $750 a table, $100. Per person to come and salute our veterans
Yes.
for it and stuff, and talk about some of these things that we should be honoring our veterans for on November 2nd. So, Commander Little, just give us a little breakdown of how did NABVETS even come up with even thinking about honoring our veterans on this in the 12th year, it looks like, for it of this event.
Well, Johnny, for me in leadership, it's a no-brainer. I think that we have to start focusing more on our veterans who made ultimate sacrifices and committed their time to the United States militaries. I think it was benefiting. It is the opportunity to just honor those who serve is phenomenal for me. It's a
Hmm.
blessing, but it's a no brainer. I think that
Hmm.
you know the individuals who go around this state and other states and volunteer their time, helping other veterans, with health benefits or volunteering with their children. I think it's befitting that we honor them, men and
Right.
women. So I think that for NABVETS, when I took assume of this command, um, it was just trying to focus on what our men and women do in our organization and outside the organization. That we start trying to recognize the men and women who do what they do on behalf of other folks. So this is one of the reasons why I implement it, making sure that we honor those that help our organization as well as those who serve.
Oh, that's all. And somebody asked the question: how do they sponsor if they want to sponsor this, Commander Little?
Well,
What avenues do we have for them?
well, first and foremost, all they have to do is write a check. I mean, just pull out their checkbook and write a check, or they can mail a check to our office at 1981 South State Street here in the city of Dover. And and also we're looking for folks to volunteer, and they also can join NABVETS, to
Okay.
come out and we have our upcoming book bag drive in Wilmington, Delaware this coming Thursday.
Wow.
This
Yep.
is one of the activities, a huge activity for you know the children in this great state. And we have the book bags from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade. Our partners is AstraZeneca,
Wow.
and also the Department of Justice. So we do this
Hmm.
every year, and then we go next week to the city of Townsend in Delaware and do the same thing. I think that these are some of the things that as men and women in the uniform, once they retire and want to give back, this is something that we do. Advocating on behalf of veterans, but also serving community is extremely important.
And y'all heard that we're giving back to the community this Thursday. We're having a book bag drive. NAVVETS is partnered with AstraZeneca, and we're
Mhm.
giving away book bags in the city of Wilmington. Is that correct? Do we have a location for that, Commander Little?
I do. I don't have it right at hand, Johnny. I apologize.
Hmm.
Um, but as soon as I pull it up, I'll definitely give the information out, or
Yeah,
we can put it in the chat. So I'm pulling
yeah,
it.
yeah. So we want to be able to support our kids out here. The National Association of Black Veterans, AstraZeneca will be in the city of Wilmington, giving out just not book bag, but book bags with supplies in it that prepares our kids for the classroom. And then we'll come out to Townsend, Delaware, and do the same thing. That's where your donations go. That's where the money that we raise goes back to, because we want to support our community as well as our veterans in this endeavor that we have with NABVETS. So as you heard, don't hesitate to donate. Don't miss the opportunity to give, so we can go ahead and expand our community, expand our horizons, get us back in track, so our young people can see how important it is that these veterans take the time to show how we care, how we're doing back out there in this society. Our main event, with this event here, we're going to talk about something I mentioned earlier, and that's that mental illness and stuff. This provides happiness for some of our veterans when they're able to give back, able to go back out here in the community, see a child grow up, and be able one day to even go through and join the military and support this country as well. I can go back to when I was 17 and I joined the United States Navy. It was a wonderful feeling to
Mm-hmm.
join and serve the country. And Commander Little got 33 years. A lot of leadership and experience he has with this, and that's what makes it so tremendous out here for us to have a leader that knows what it'd be on the battlefield and then come back to the community and to give back.
Yeah, so I do have that address for the radio
Okay.
listening audience, Johnny.
Yes.
It's definitely going to be at the Helen Chambers Playground, and the location is at 22nd. Um, uh, it's going to be at 709 West 6th Street in Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. So that's Helen Chambers Playground, in 709 West 6th Street in Wilmington, Delaware.
To Delaware.
So,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
So it
y'all
starts at
come
12 to
out
3. 12 to 3 p.m.
12 to 3 p.m. Please come out, support, volunteer. You heard we're asking for volunteers as well to come support. And I want to let any veteran know that listening right now, please don't hesitate to join NABVETS, support our community, support the organization as we go throughout supporting communities,
Mhm.
supporting other veterans, brothers and sisters that have served. And all of us didn't make it through the same way, but we still brothers and sisters that have served our country, and we need assistance at some point in time with this too. And Rodney, they need volunteers for the event as well too. I take it too.
Yes. Always, people are always looking for people to give back, especially when it comes to our children. So the more the merrier. I know we got to offload all these book bags and set up shop. So I'm sure we'll be out there starting at 0900 in the morning on
Hmm.
Thursday, just making sure that we have a nice setup. And there's other vendors out there. It's just not NABVETS. There's other organizations, health organizations, what have you, participating in this great event that the Department of Justice, presents every single year. And we wouldn't miss it for anything in the world. So if you're not doing nothing, please come on out, support NABVETS in terms of this book bag giveaway. You can still donate, and we'll continue to do this, all year round, because that's what we do, raise money all year round for this particular book bag drives, making sure that our kids go back to school with the equipment that they need in order to get a quality education. We don't want to leave it in the hands of folks that, the school district who is underfunded, teachers underpaid. We just want to make
Right.
sure that our children have the proper tools in order to get educated and be able to, utilize the tools that they need in order to complete their task. And that task is becoming educated in our school districts.
Yeah, and that's so important,
Yes.
and we standing by that, as Commander Little said, understaffed, underpaid.
Yes.
We're taking some of that burden off of our schools and what's going on out there. We're taking some of that pressure off with kids not having pencils and pads, and feeling not
Hmm.
welcome because they don't have a book bag and they carrying books in their hands and stuff. So we're coming back to Wilmington. Don't miss the opportunity on Thursday to go back, continue to donate. And if Commander Little will give us our address again in Dover, if you're writing a check, it's to NABVETS. That's NABVETS. NABVETS, National
Hmm.
Association of Black Veterans. And
For
Commander
Black
Little,
veterans.
for Black veterans.
Right.
And could you let us know where they can send that check to again?
So you can send a check at 1981 South State Street here in the great city of Dover, 19901.
We heard that. So you writing a check, you want to make a donation to it, we'll love to have it. We're doing community events. We're doing our big gala on November 2nd. That we're still fighting this mental health issue for our veterans. It's not over. It hasn't stopped. It
Hmm.
continues to increase, and we need to be able to address that. And Commander Little, tell us a little bit about some of the scenarios with this mental illness that our folks might not even know about that's going on out here.
So when you talk about the illnesses, I'm saying we just had a health fair, men's health fair at Dell State University on last Saturday, which was phenomenal. And for those veterans who are looking to seek, veteran services, benefits, we did claims. So still, if
Hmm.
there's veterans out there that have yet to do their claims on behalf of their services, please feel free to give me a call at 267-249-0594. That's 267-249-0594, so that we can talk about trying to get you into the system, so that we can do a 10 to file, and we'll file for your veteran benefits. Right now, Johnny, what we're facing more importantly is suicide among veterans. So in
Mm,
terms of trying to decrease the numbers, as you know, we got the MBA coming forth, in 2025, that will make sure that we try to decrease the numbers. But we're trying to find a holistic approach, and
hmm.
through the utilization of sports, basketball, and other strategies to prevent harmful behaviors. So those harmful behaviors may come in, it's through sports, and that is the
Right.
key to make sure that we try to combat this so-called disease and illness that is plaguing our men and women who served in the armed forces.
Yeah, and we had a wonderful time this year at the my NBA um, round robin final four at the in Philadelphia,
Right.
which is going to continue to grow. And next year, we all to mark your calendars now for that Memorial Day weekend, so you can come down, support, see some great veterans playing some basketball, talk to some of our serving men and women that's out here still serving our country, but fighting through some illness and disease, as right, Commander Little was just telling you about, through the basketball and sports again, with Mr. the Commissioner Michael Myers, if that's
Myers.
correct. For that's we going through, but these are things we discuss. Wonderful health fair we had at DSU. We gave back to the community. We had testing. We had claims being filled out. It was an opportunity for our veterans to come out there, get their claims done. I want to be honest with you. I learned about it through Commander Little, of getting my claim filed, the intent to file. You are out here, you served your country, you did your part, and now it's time to make sure that you get that support that's needed after serving right now. We have claims reps that's here to assist you. And Commander Little, tell them how much some claim vets cost.
Zero. It ain't gonna cost the veteran
Zero.
not a dollar, not one red cent. You
Not
know,
one red cent.
not
It
one
costs
red cent.
zero. Come out, file your claim. Make sure you're not going and seeing all these ads of $5,000 and $10,000, and they're gonna give you so much back. They offer this service to you so you can keep going forth. It's all through NABVETS. You know, they're promoting, they're out here talking it up, they're out here doing the things necessary to assist the veterans we need. Veterans need needs homes to live too. We see a lot of folks that might be on the street that have served our country.
Mhm.
Please put them in contact with us. Please let them reach out so we can let Commander Little try to see where they're at, and we can try to get them situated for it. But this all comes through your donations, your dollars that you put forth that we out here in this community today, and for it. And we're gonna keep doing it regardless what happens because we support one veteran at a time. That's our goal, one veteran at a time. But I want to talk about our keynote speaker for this wonderful event on November 2nd. I'm gonna let Commander Little go ahead and elaborate a little bit more on that.
Well, we have a phenomenal speaker this year with General Benson, the first African American tag for the Delaware National Guards. Um, he's our keynote speaker, and I tell you, he will not disappoint. General Benson has been in the military for a long time, and when you reach that star, you know what that means, Johnny. You
Yes.
reach that superior plateau. But
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of you know, what he's coming to talk about. And like I said, through resiliency, retention and recruitment, is one of the themes this year to make sure that our militaries are strong in terms of boots on the ground, in terms of members, that we supply the opportunities and the benefits on behalf of the men and women who then retire out of the military. And also we recruit, some of the young folks, give them another resource as to
Mm-hmm.
what it is, that can help their careers. Is just something different. This is
Right.
not all about war. It's about survival. It's about learning another opportunity. Like I said to some people, when I talk about entering into the military, you know, in order to be a lawyer, it takes about what 7 years. But
Mm-hmm.
in the military, we fast track. So it's going to take that person to get his law degree in all 50 states. When you take it in one state, after you on the civilian side, you take it for that particular state. But in the military, you're an attorney for all 50 states in the United States. But you're in school every single day.
Every
So,
single day.
and you're off the weekends. But in terms of taking those type of breaks, no, because we have to make sure that we're ready on, as we stress very emphatically, on day one. So these men and women go to school every single day until they graduate, and it's not for 3 years, but because
Mm.
the educational system, the colleges are broke down in semesters. Ours is a straight run, and then you
Mm-hmm.
graduate. So it may take them about a year or a year and a half. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're attorneys. Medical school, same kind of thing. You're constantly in school until you graduate. So that is the key. And you're getting paid for it. So
Right.
it's not like you're getting 3 meals a day. You're getting a great education, great job opportunity, and you're traveling the world. So I think that it is one of the great resources that we have to our young men and women to take full advantage of it. And then when you come home, the benefits that you acquire and receive upon returning back to your home state is just phenomenal. So I give the highest recommendation for young people to look at another opportunity, you know, in our military services.
Yeah, and everybody's not ready for college. Everybody's
No.
not ready to go from high school to college, and you have to understand that joining the military is the same kind of lesson you're going to get in college through real life circumstances. You're going to learn how to survive in this world through the military, and it provides you a great opportunity, and some great things have happened. It teaches you the discipline necessary to be able to survive, to be able to go through and understand, achieve something, a designation. We have a lot of great leaders in this state. You know, we have our candidate for lieutenant governor, Debbie Harrington. She served in the military. She talked about 25 years and NATO and all that stuff. All that education she had prepared her for today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we talk about General Benson now, he's over a command with hundreds and hundreds of people that have reached this level of excel. Commander Little, 33 years. I mean, it's so many people that we have out here that we put our feet forward, and as he said, boots to the ground, that keeps us going. So this November 2nd event, it's just an honor to get General Benson to be able to speak and give us some good insight and some knowledge of his, not only his career, of some lifelong stories that have changed his life. And to see some of our veterans that's going to attend, that's going to speak about some of those adventures that happened. I think last year was my first year going. It was amazing event. It was totally, I mean, I was honored because I even brought some veterans in that, like, wow, this is a nice of what we're doing to see what's happening, and seeing that some of our veterans are being healed through services and stuff like this because they get recognized. They get to know that somebody cares about them and takes the time to really do this over and over and over again. And Commander Little puts in many hours of doing this, soliciting our support from all the local officials, state officials, out of state folks to come and just join us for that event. I'm excited about it. I want y'all to prepare for it. Get your tickets now. You can reach Commander Little. His number's going across the stage. If you just buy a table seats it seats 8 people. 8 people. I'm sure y'all got 8 people that y'all would like to have some good dinner, some good music, a good conversation with Benson. $750. It's not a lot of money, and also per person. If it's just you, you don't have 8 friends that can attend, come on and support you and somebody else to come. It's $100 a ticket. We would love to see you. We would love to interact with you. And most of all, we want to get you signed up if you're a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans out there, please come through. Don't let this number hinder you from coming through. We can figure it out, but we need to have that conversation so you can join among your brothers and sisters that have served as well. For it. And I went there, and Commander Little have mentioned that how you can, people's gonna donate and sponsor. If it's somebody out there that want to sponsor a veteran, call Commander Little. His number's floating across the bottom of the screen. We'll love to have you come through and have that conversation. And Commander Little, any other special guests we're looking forward to having there or
Well, we
anything?
well, so I'm sure we'll have some special guests. We'll have music, entertainment, but the key takeaway from this is your contribution will go towards. It doesn't pay us because none of us get paid, but it will
Absolutely.
go towards helping other veterans, whether it's shelters, homeless shelters. We do have veteran homes that we try to provide folks an opportunity to have somewhere comfortable to stay.
Hmm.
And there's other organizations out there that, you will pay the veterans rent. If you got issues with your rent or whatever the case might be, I mean, this is what the foundation does. We don't just, raise this money just to walk around patting our pockets. Not one of us make a dime. So
Absolutely.
it definitely goes towards some of the homeless vets here in this state, and also the quality of life concerns to get their benefits, assist them with electric bills or whatever the case might be. Um, right now, we're experiencing bad times, so it's definitely a hardship. But there should not be one veteran in this country that lives on the street of on in Delaware. I was getting ready to say Philadelphia because
Philadelphia.
originally I'm from Philly, but nevertheless, not only that, if a veteran lives in his mother's house, lays on his mother's couch or her mother's couch, that veteran is homeless. So there's no reason why they should be homeless or unemployed. But we want to make sure that we do get the quality of life benefits that
Hmm.
they deserve in order to treat some of the illnesses and injuries that they succumb to during combat or during their experience in the military. So I
Right,
think our
right.
fight, we take it to the extent of just making sure that we take care of veterans, and again, we have the NBA coming up again this year, Johnny. This year
Yes.
all of the tickets are free. So
Mm.
last year, we had ticket prices for everyone. This year it is absolutely free, televised
Free.
live on CBS Sports as well, and that's going to be a phenomenal event. Watching all of our active duty military men and women, through the utilization of sports, you know
Hmm.
to try to prevent harmful behaviors. And that's the increase in veterans committing suicide, and also homicides and everything else that are going on, because trying to find a holistic approach, as far as the medication that gives soldiers suicidal ideations. We need to combat that, you know, through other measures, so besides just medicating these men and women. So I think that hopefully, we're putting a dent. I mean, we're saving lives. If it's one life every
That's
day,
it.
it's a blessing. So please, if you have nothing to do, and you don't mind donating, you also can just, give us a call or go to our website and donate. The
Hmm.
www.nab nabvets dot 94.com. That's NABVETS DE chapter 94 at gmail.com is our email. And our website is nabvets94.com.
Right, right. NABVETS94.com. Reach out, look at some of the stuff going on, that we're doing for these veterans. But there's somebody out there that knows a veteran that might be going through something. Somebody out there that knows about a veteran that needs some help with their light bill, their electric or something. We need to be in contact with those folks each and every moment. We know it's a veteran out there that's probably have some illness and stuff. We have support that's provided for that. Please take the opportunity, reach out to them, let them know about navvets94.com so we can be in touch with them. We're volunteering our time to reach every veteran that's possible right now, and to go through that, because it's so touching to know that we have another person that served with us that is failing in life, not because they want to be, because they have no other choice and they need the resources provided. I still remember we still, coming up in the Navy, we have a group that always went, and we have a reunion each year. We try to have a reunion each year. And our last reunion, we noticed that we seen Mr. Rodney, from the Navy. He's not Commander Little. We seen him one day. We came back home the next day, and he passed away.
Mm,
He passed away. And guess what? That was touching to us because we spent years together. And for us to see him one day and he's going the next day, I mean, it's traumatizing to us, because that was one of our brothers that we came up with. So we don't know what he was going through. We figured out he had some medical issues, and he figured he can handle it. But I wish we knew more, because we could have got him some more help
mm,
while we were there and provided him those resources and stuff
yes.
that we need. And that's why we're talking
So,
about this right now.
yeah. So, Johnny, and just let me add. So, if you know a veteran who's going through trials and tribulations, a storm, and if you think that that veteran is on the edge of committing suicide, please have that veteran call 988 press one. So that's 988 press one to get a live person. So that live person can help assist them in talking them off the ledge. I think that that's very important. So 988, and the prompt is going to tell them press one, and that way they get a live person to talk. And again, I just gave out, and I'm man enough to say that I made a mistake in terms of giving out my website. So it's nabvets94.org. I said .com. So it's nabvets NABVETS 94 DE94.org. So I tell you, my mind escaping me today. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's getting
yeah,
better.
Johnny. Yeah, it's getting better. It's coming back. So
It's
yeah,
getting better.
charge it
And
to my head and not my heart. So you
that's
know,
it.
I was having technical difficulties getting on. Johnny, boy, this is like Fort Knox trying to get on to this. Like, I mean, I'm playing, trying to get on. You know what I'm saying? Because I missed the 7 o'clock. So, but I appreciate your
Yeah.
audience. You know, just understanding that this is real,
Hmm.
and we're saving lives, and all of the support that we need from our folks. You know,
Hmm.
um, even though NABVETS represents National Organization for Black Veterans, it is an organization that supports all veterans. So
That's right.
please, but when they started, it was just to advocate on behalf of black veterans because we've been disenfranchised all through the military,
Hmm.
treated as guinea pigs, and they did a lot of you know things to black veterans. However, when these men and women organized this organization, and it was to give us a seat at the table, and now we have a seat at the table, and now we just want to make sure that we continue to advocate on behalf of our men and women who serve that look like us, but we serve all veterans. So we have all ethnicities in our organization, but yet that's what the acronym stands for, and we do believe in helping all veterans. So um,
Yeah.
please,
And
if you got a heart, give. You know, and we have a donate button on our website. So that's
it's
nabvetsde94.org. Donate. If not, you send us
donate.
a check. So
That's
and
it.
you can
That's
also
it.
join. If you're not a veteran, we still ask you to join as an auxiliary member. We have things that you can help us with, whether it's IT, whether it's HR, but you know, our volunteers do a lot of work on
That's
behalf
right.
of our men and women, and we want to continue to keep our volunteerism folks happy because they like the things to do. So if you don't have nothing else that you have to do, please volunteer.
Yeah.
These young kids would love to see you. And then, like I said, at these events, there's more than one event that we give out all year, and it doesn't cost. We're
Right.
constantly donating money. To Ola, they have a Spanish event. Veterans. So we sponsor a lot of activities across this state. You know,
Mhm.
for folks that realistically served in the military and their families. So this is what your money go to.
Too. And that's so awful. And if we can correct that, floating www.navvetsde94.org. So
Yes.
they won't get that confused and
Mhm.
get it. And we've seen a comment by Mr. Lamont talking about the AFF lawsuit, and he wanted to know how real is that, for that. And we wanted to answer that question.
What is so? Please let me understand. He's the AFF. What is the acronym for?
The I want to know if the AFF lawsuits are real or fake because I used to man pump station 2 aboard the USS Schenectady LST 1185. 10% AFF and 90% water every 30 minutes. So I'm thinking that Mr. Harris is talking about um
Blue water.
Yeah, the blue
If
water on the ship, if that's correct.
but I
And
want to be correct when I respond. If and listen, because I'm not going to give a bogus response.
mm-hmm,
If I have not read it and it's not before me, and he's talking about something that is not clear to me, I cannot comment on it.
yeah,
So I want to make sure that I answer it correctly, and not just give out half information, because there's so many rules of engagement, and when it comes to blue water, when it comes to brown water,
mm-hmm,
for those that served in the army, so there's plenty of lawsuits. Doesn't mean that the lawsuits are,
fake.
well, right, because
Mm-hmm,
again, that's why I want to be clear in terms of what lawsuit that he's talking about, because there are a lot. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? So, and if he's talking about Air Force, Navy, you know, Marines, um, I just want to make sure that I understand, because again, I'm not a walking book of knowledge. You know,
right.
I like to at least research, what it is, because I'm not familiar with the acronym. So, and
Mm-hmm,
he's not able to talk to us so that we can have a conversation back and forth that I
mm-hmm,
I can answer correctly. So,
yeah.
tell him, please. I apologize for not understanding the question.
Mm-hmm,
But if he put it in the text, you know, Johnny, I'll have it for
yeah.
you,
So
and I answer, and he can call me directly,
yeah.
and I
And say,
can, and tell me, and then we can get it back out on the air next week, what his question was and what the answer is.
yeah, and Mr. Harris, feel free to give Rodney, Commander Little, a call. You can reach him in Commander Little. Could you give him your number real
Yeah,
quick?
it's
That
going to
way we
be
can.
267 249 0594. 267 249 0594.
Yeah, we want to get you. We want to get you that
Yeah.
answer.
And
We
I
want
am a
to make
VSO.
sure.
I'm certified veteran service officer, you know, nationally. So, we do claims nationally, just not in Delaware, Pennsylvania, anywhere we go, we can do file claim on behalf of veterans, men and women. And if he's not sure, all he has to do is contact the VA or any service officer to be able to raise that question. And
Hmm.
because they may have that manual in front of them in terms of what is questionable and what we can file for
Hmm.
under the PACT Act, then we can answer.
Yeah, and that's so important to know that. And Commander Little, just give them a little understanding what the PACT Act is, because they might not be familiar with that.
Well, the PACT Act is under the Biden administration made sure that they added more claims to for men and women to file.
Hmm.
Some went way back. As the blue water.
Hmm.
Now you have an opportunity to file claims for spouses who deceased. If they didn't get a chance, that the VA, you put in a claim, it was denied 5 years ago for high blood pressure. Now that they added so that you can get on it. So that's what it is. That's my child calling.
Yeah, for
That's her ring. Yeah.
for
But
and so yeah,
yeah.
and that's
So
important.
yeah, sorry for the interruption. But
Yes.
yeah, but that's what that's for. So now you was able to file it, and then they would have backdated it 2 years. But now, if you file it under the PACT Act now, you'll be filing for right now. So it's not back pay, but it still starts now. So when we do an intent to file, it starts from that day. So if
Hmm.
it takes us 6 months to get you, you know, an award, then you'll be retro 6 months.
That's awesome to know, Ford and stuff. That is great to understand that we still have expanded lifespans on time frames for these actions to file your claims and to go through the whole process again. And that's what Commander Little's telling you. VSO is your resource to help you with those claims, to provide you with the correct information that you need, so he can make sure that he provided. His number's going across the bottom of the screen. Lock it in, give him a call, touch bases, set it up to where y'all have that consultation on your benefits as well, as far as joining us on this fight and this walk that we talk about it. And I want to encourage every listener out there to notify the veterans that you know. Make sure they are getting their claims filed. Make sure they are able to get the services needed, and that is so important, that what we're doing, we're coming up on our event again. I know I done talked about it on November 2nd at the Modern Maturity Center. And we're going to have General Benson there. We're going to have all other veterans there. We're going to have some great food, some great music. You're going to meet some other veterans that you probably didn't even know, that that's probably going to be glad to see you and reunite again. And we welcoming all veterans. We're not limited just to black veterans and stuff. Yeah, this is NABVETS, but this is for all veterans. Any that
Johnny? No, you must have cut off.
has.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
can you
go.
hear me? Yeah,
Yeah, I can
can you
hear you
hear me?
now.
I'm sorry. So we want to make sure that they come out and enjoy this time with us, because we'll have some other stuff coming up right after that, as well as he talked about the My NBA. We know we got the veteran stand down that takes place on in September as well, that we're going to talk about. That's a big event for veterans too, where they're going to have the tablets, they're going to have the phones, they're going to have people out there with benefits, they're going to have food. It's so many things that's happening out there that need to be given out. And how we reach the veterans, I'm reaching veterans one at a time, for making sure they're able to buy homes, use their VA benefits when they're purchasing homes. We are out here to make sure that we keep reaching them over and over and over again, because guess what? The more we do, the more they know, and the more comfortable they feel out here in the society that they have served the country for, and was able to just continue to go and keep moving on for and stuff. And Commander Little, if you have some closing comments for us, some things that you probably can just pass on, so we can continue this conversation going, because every week I want to mention about the events going on and how to sponsor and donate to our veterans cause as well.
Yes. So I just want to thank you, Johnny, and your radio listening audience for the opportunity to come and just stress very emphatically the importance of, giving back. So and not just for veterans. I mean, give back to your community. It's extremely important. We're living in some borrowed time, and
Mhm.
life is too short. So people are dying every day. So make sure you get the opportunity, hug your loved one, tell them you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. So just as sure as we born, we all will die. You know,
Yes.
and stand before the beams of Christ. So just make sure that just give back. A little bit go a long way.
Yeah.
So our
And that's
veterans, men
important.
and women, they earned it. So if you see a vet, thank them, because if you free, freedom isn't free.
That's right. That's right. We all
Hmm.
fought to get this thing. I want to give a shout out to our candidate, Debbie Harrington, for lieutenant governor. Not
Hmm.
only thanking her for her service of 25 years, but taking a stance to support our veterans in this election. To have that voice out here in this community, that we're gonna encourage all veterans, anybody that's able, to go out here and vote. Debbie Harrington for lieutenant governor. She's a remarkable person that has the heart of a
Hmm.
champion, that wants to see the success of our veterans, that want to see that this thing is changing for the veterans, that have our voice when we're sitting at the table. We're shouting out to her. I'm going to bring her back on here so
Yeah.
she can give a shout out, and she can get us to where we understand how important this veteran issue is. And we're not being biased or nothing, but I want somebody to just take a look at this. We served our country away from our families. We made it through the wards.
Mm-hmm.
We came back. Some of us came back damaged, bruised, hurt, bent, and all of that stuff. But we came back and still making an impact on community. That's why we support veterans. They took the stance. I'm not knocking nobody that didn't do it, but it's a commendable experience to go through that and being able here to talk about it today. So
Mm-hmm.
many war stories. Debbie went through those war stories over NATO, making major decisions for our military folks over and over and over again. Guess what? I want to entrust somebody that made it through that to come
Mm-hmm.
on and help us make it through the next step of what we have going on. Don't be afraid to reach out for Debbie for Delaware. Reach out to her, ask her questions, pick her brain. Um, just give her that voice so you can understand the platform that she's talking about and the
Mm-hmm.
things that we need to overcome in education, transportation, school, and stuff. And we're thinking about this whole spectrum. So this is important to us. This is an important election for us. September 5th. We got to get out to the polls. We got to vote, and we
10th.
got to make it known.
September 10th.
September 10th. September 10th. We got to get. Hey, if you did the 5th, you gonna have a chair and a sleeper, so you know
So
what it
so
is
so
over
Johnny,
there.
Johnny, just so your radio listening audience understand, yo, both of us charge it to our head, not our hearts, right? Yo,
That's
we
it.
do make
That's
mistakes
it.
because we got some forgetful moments. So for him,
Absolutely.
it's a junior moment. For me, it's a senior moment. Okay.
For
So
this time. So we thank y'all so much tonight
yes.
for tuning in. We thank y'all for just understanding that the views is based on how we just want to make change out here. As we said on Thursday, don't miss it in the city of Wilmington. We're going to be out there at 709 West 6th Street
Mm-hmm.
giving out book bags to the community. If you want to volunteer, please come out, volunteer, support NABVETS. Other vendors will be out there and our children.
But
This creative financing with JB and Commander Little shouting out tonight. Thank
yes.
y'all and have a wonderful evening.